In part 2 we are going to talk about how to make a character in Shadowdark. Starting a character in Shadowdark is as easy as A, B, and C, ancestry, background, and class. But first we need to grab your dice, a blank character sheet, and have an overview of the terms on pages 12 and 13. You can also view a walkthrough at youtube.com/thearcanelibrary to watch the game's creator make a character start to finish. Looking at your character sheet you have your name. Choose a name for your adventurer or roll randomly on page 38. Ancestry is the combination of your character's cultural and ancestral heritage influences. Class is your character's job. Level. You start at either 0 or first level. You gain levels by earning experience points, also called XP. The XP that you start with is 0. Don't worry, you gain XP based on the treasure and boons you earn from your life as an adventurer. Alignment and deity is a reflection of your character's ethos and morality. What cosmic forces do you vibe with? Are you a forces of law, forces of chaos, or forces of neutrality type of adventurer? Your title is based on your level, class, and alignment. Your background is the past experience of your character before answering the call to adventure. You are adept at types of tasks that are related to your background. Stats are the 6 scores that determine your physical and mental characteristics. Hit points or HP represent the amount of injury you can sustain before your character dies. Taking damage from weapons, traps, spells, or other sources will reduce your current HP, but you can regain all of your HP by resting. Armor class or AC is a type of difficulty class that shows how tough it is to injure you, whether because you're agile or you wear armor. Your class determines the type of armor you can use effectively. You can use the weapons effectively that are listed for your class. For a more in-depth explanation on attacking and damage, see the combat rules on page 88 for details. Talents are your character's special abilities. Your class, ancestry, and talent rolls grant you these. The benefits of talents can be combined and do stack on each other. So when the same talent gets rolled multiple times during leveling, you increase its effectiveness. Some classes can learn and cast magic spells. You can carry a number of items equal to 10 or your strength stat, whichever is higher. See the gear section on page 34 for more details. To determine your character's stats, go to page 15. Roll 3 6-sided dice and add the result together to get a number between 3 and 18. Find the modifier for that number and write it next to the stat. Do that 6 times in order on your character sheet. Stats max out at 18. In general, players that roll characters that are strong become a fighter, dexterous become a thief, smart choose to be a wizard, and wise pick a cleric. Ancestry can be found on pages 16 and 17. Dwarfs are brave, stalwart folk that are as sturdy as the stone kingdoms that they carve inside mountains. You know the common and dwarvish languages. You start with the stout trait, meaning that you start with +2 HP and roll hit points per level with advantage. Elves are ethereal, graceful people who revere knowledge and beauty. Elves see far and live long. You know the common, elvish, and sylvan languages. You start with far sight, giving you the choice between getting a +1 bonus to attack rolls with ranged weapons, or a +1 bonus to spellcasting checks. Goblins are green-skinned, clever beings who thrive in dark, cramped places. As fierce as they are tiny. You know the common and goblin languages. You start with keen senses, which means that you can't be surprised. Half-orc are towering, tusked warriors who are as daring as humans and as relentless as orcs. You know the common and orcish languages. You start with mighty, meaning that you have a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls with melee weapons. Halflings are small, cheerful country folk with mischievous streaks. They enjoy a life full of simple pleasures. You know the common language. You start with stealthy, meaning that once per day, you can become invisible for 3 rounds. Humans are bold, adaptable, and diverse people who learn quickly and accomplish mighty deeds. You know the common language and one additional common language that can be found on page 32. You start with ambitious, meaning that you gain one additional talent roll at first level. Talents are in the class features. Classes are found on page 20 to 24. Fighters are the blood-soaked gladiators in dented armor. Acrobatic duelists with darting swords. Or far-eyed elven archers who carve their legends with steel and grit. Fighters can use all weapons, armors, and use a shield. Your hit points are a 1d8 per level. The fighter class also has the following features. Hauler. Add your constitution modifier, if positive, to your gear slots. Weapon mastery. Choose one type of weapon, such as long swords. You gain +1 to attack and damage with that weapon type. In addition, add half your level to these rolls, rounded down. Grit. Choose either strength or dexterity. You have advantage on checks of that type to overcome an opposing force, such as kicking open a stuck door using strength or slipping free of rusty chains using dexterity. Roll 2d6 and check the result on the talent table for your class. Apply your new bonuses to the character that you are making. Remember to roll twice if you are playing as a human. Priests are crusading Templars, prophetic shamans, or mad-eyed zealots who wield the power of their gods to cleanse the unholy. Priest can use the following weapons: clubs, crossbows, dagger, mace, longsword, staff, and warhammer. Priest can wear all armor and use a shield. Your hit points are a 1d6 per level. You know an additional rare language of either celestial, diabolic, or primordial. The priest class also has the following features. Turn undead. You know the turn undead spell. It doesn't count toward your number of known spells. Deity. Choose a god to serve who matches your alignment, see deities on page 28. You have a holy symbol for your god, it takes up no gear slots. Spell casting. You can cast priest spells you know. You know 2 tier 1 spells of your choice from the priest spell list on page 51. Each time you gain a level, you choose new priest spells to learn according to the priest spells known table. For casting priest spells, see spellcasting on page 44. Roll 2d6 and check the result on the talent table for your class. Apply your new bonuses to the character that you are making. Remember to roll twice if you are playing as a human. Thieves are rooftop assassins, grinning con artists, or cloaked cat burglars who can pluck a gem from the claws of a sleeping demon and sell it for twice its worth. Thieves can use the following weapons: club, crossbow, dagger, shortbow, and short sword. Thieves can use leather armor and mithril chainmail for armor. Your hit points are 1d4 per level. The thief class also has the following features. Backstab. If you hit a creature who is unaware of your attack, you deal an extra weapon die of damage. Add additional weapon dice of damage equal to half your level, rounded down. Thievery. You are adept at thieving skills and have the necessary tools of the trade hidden on your person, and they take up no gear slots. You are trained in the following tasks and have advantage on any associated checks: climbing, sneaking, and hiding. Applying disguises. Finding and disabling traps. Delicate tasks such as picking pockets and opening locks. Roll 2d6 and check the result on the talent table for your class. Apply your new bonuses to the character that you are making. Remember to roll twice if you are playing as a human. Wizards are rune-tattooed adepts, bespectacled magi, and flame-conjuring witches who dare to manipulate the fell forces of magic. Wizards can use daggers and staffs for weapons. Wizards cannot use armor, but do have protective spells. Your hit points are 1d4 per level. You know 2 additional common languages and 2 rare languages, see page 32. The wizard class also has the following features. Learning spells. You can permanently learn a wizard spell from a spell scroll by studying it for a day, and succeeding on a difficulty check 15 intelligence check. Whether you succeed or fail, you expend the spell scroll. Spells you learn in this way don't count toward your known spells. Spell casting. You can cast wizard spells you know. You know 3 Tier 1 spells, of your choice, from the wizard spell list, see page 52. Each time you gain a level, you choose new wizard spells to learn according to the wizard spells known table. For casting wizard spells, see spell casting on page 44. Roll 2d6 and check the result on the talent table for your class. Apply your new bonuses to the character that you are making. Remember to roll twice if you are playing as a human. Your character's hit point total is equal to 1 roll of your class's hit points die. It's either a d4 for wizards and thieves, a d6 for priest, or a d8 for fighters. Only at character creation do you add your character's constitution modifier to determine the total starting hit points. If it is positive, add it to the amount rolled. If it is negative, take that amount away from the amount rolled. The minimum hit points that your adventurer can start with at level 1 is 1 hit point. Remember that if your character has the dwarf ancestry, they benefit from the stout trait. Backgrounds are found on page 26. You roll a d20 and check the result on the chart. Your background is the life that you had before you became an adventurer. It might complement your class. Or it might not have very much to do with your current occupation at all. The knowledge and skills that you possess are intentionally left vague. This is so your background is useful in a larger set of circumstances. Work with the Game Master to determine if your background provides you with advantage in certain situations. Game Masters, be flexible. If you are in doubt of if the character should get advantage, ask the player to describe how their background helps. Alignment is found on page 27. Alignment is more than just, it's what my character would do. It serves to define your role in the constant clash between the forces of good and evil. All creatures are connected to the eternal conflict waged by law, chaos, and neutrality, whether they know it or not. Most civilized creatures tend to be lawful and find importance and meaning in the order it brings. Law is benevolence. Creatures that are petty, wicked, or malevolent tend to be chaotic. Finding that might often makes right, or they prioritize their selfish needs above others. Neutral is impartial, favoring neither. They might try to balance out every chaotic deed with a benevolent act. Now is when priests choose the god that they faithfully serve. A priest's deity can revoke the gift of spellcasting if the priest commits blasphemous acts or rolls a natural one on a spell-casting check. Deities are on pages 28 and 29. Your title is the lens that the world of Shadowdark sees your character. Check the chart for your class and alignment on pages 30 or 31. As you gain levels, your reputation increases, and you change your title to reflect that. Characters with certain titles might be treated differently than each other based solely on reputation alone. Your title might change as a result of an alignment shift as well. Now is where we choose those languages that we got during character creation. The list and who normally speak, read, and writes it is on page 32. Gear starts on page 33. Starting gear is either rolled for at level 0, or purchased by level 1 adventures. First level characters start with 2d6 times 5 gold pieces to buy equipment. You can carry a number of items equal to your strength stat or 10, whichever is higher. Unless noted, all gear besides typical clothing fills 1 gear slot. Gear that is hard to transport might fill more than 1 slot, while certain things from your class might not take up any room at all. 100 coins take up 1 slot. Remember, 1 gold piece is worth 10 silver pieces. 1 silver piece is worth 10 copper pieces. After writing down all of your gear, spellcasters will choose spells. Their classes tier list are on pages 51 to 53. After you have recorded everything on your character sheet, you should have something like these pre-made characters that I got from the Shadowdark website. Thank you for watching and have a great day.